Here again, I'm finishing up the back gable wall of the shed slash studio slash workshop. I'm finishing up the gable studding framing over here. And yesterday I did this, which that will then take the sheathing like you see here. Okay, that's three-quarter sheathing, exterior. All right, now here's the way I do this. I try to use nice dry wood, number one, nice straight wood. I got another one in the wings over there. And then I line up the cut that I previously made. The roof is close to 14-degree pitch, and I try to line this the best I could on the end, which is where the cut's going to fall. Right, and of course you want to line this. It's useless if you don't line this. Right. So now you carefully, without moving, and what I have to do now, I have to put I got to put a little weight on the top when I use my camcorder, for a little weight that I need over here. Double check, are you aligned? Back aligned, back came out. Okay, front's aligned. You could even use your pencil to line it up. Line with the pencil, good, 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 and just make a line. All right. So you got one line there, and then of course you line the other one. You line the other one up the same way. Now, here's the other thing that I do. I put this. I take my saw, being that I'm not working with. I have two table saws in there in the other room. So what I do is I put a block here. It's just about the height of the rigid saw, and then what I do is I ridge this the best I could in alignment. All right, let me put the camera off for a minute here. Okay, what I just did here is not for I hate to say the meek. It's for someone that's a little more nuts. Anyway, I tied this up out of the way because it gets into the way when you're doing a cut like this particular thing. So now what I have to do is I got to stand to the side, of course. You don't want to be in line. You don't want to be in line with these teeth. So I have this clamp. I put this block. I raised it up to level the front of my heel over there. All right. One more thing. Let me get my I got a tiny little square in here. Sorry about if I'm making you dizzy here. Alright, you put this little square up there, and you could see that you're not exactly plumb, perpendicular. So I would have to do is put a little shim under one portion. Let me get something. Okay, this is for a man who works alone. I'm sure there's many ways we could do this, but I want that level. I want it level. I got it plumb as I could over there. So, of course, you bring this down, and this you should do by eye. Now, this ain't a piece of furniture what I'm doing here, so it doesn't have to be exactly Alright, move the metal out of the way over there. Alright, and this how sturdy is this? Alright, I want to try it. Got a little dust on my camera here. How's that look? Close enough for government work? How's that? Make a nice wedge, huh? If that was a piece of cheese, I'd eat it right up. Alright, that's not bad. Not bad right there. Right? We agree? And of course, the other thing you could do, if I could do this with one hand, let's see. You bring this down. And then you bring this over here. It has to be shorter though. And you put this here and you see there's a sort of a reference. See, it's not bad. See, not bad. How's that? Close enough? Okay, folks, that's the cut, 37.5. And I got a gizmo holding it up over here. Got two gizmos over here holding it up. Now these clamps I highly recommend. And they also reverse. You got a little thumb deal over here. You back it off one full turn, and this whole thing then goes on the other side, on this side. See, they have the built-in little stops, and of course this is where the cam thing goes. The same thing, of course, with the other one. This one, no, not those yet, sorry. The ones I have in the shed here, I got one that's a 36-inch, will open up. 36-inch now, without the black deals on the end. These just come right off. So you got 36-inch between the yellow ends. All right, let me get back to work, and yeah, I got to cut another one. This was my master, and basically that's what they look like up there when you. Like I said, there's enough furniture, so you know, I wanted to get them in as close as possible so that I can get the sheeting right up to the end to be able to have a nailer. What I'll do with the sheeting, I'll even put some structural glue, because that's going to be a thin cut. You're going to have a little sort of a, well, just the way you see it. See, so, you know, it'll thin out, and I want to make sure that it's held properly, and then of course I'll put sealer on it, on the ends, because plywood over time does delaminate, even exterior plywood. Like I got stuff that's been sitting out in the rain. I must have this thing I must have 15 years, this particular plywood. And what I did over here with this works excellent is a piece of the exterior plywood on the bottom. The top of it is birch that you could use for making cabinets, the inside of the cabinets. Birch. The carcass of a kitchen cabinet. Okay. All right, the second one, being that I didn't have to hold the camera, what I did was I moved the saw this way. I rotated it clockwise a bit so I could position my clamp as close as I could to the table, and it aligned more perpendicular across the axis of the two things there. So even though I'm up in the air, what I did was with one hand, and I held it this way, being that I'm not holding the camera. I held it prior to doing that, though. I put my square on it, you know, so it was close enough for government work. And then what I did was I held it up. I held this end up. Lost my hand. And then I brought the chop saw down, and you can see a little bit of. I could have adjusted it more, but you know, it's going to serve the purpose. So that's the other method. When you're working alone, I work alone, so what am I going to do? But good tools, you know. Square is important. Square is a reference. That's the inspector right here. That's the inspector. See? Just like a blade. When you bring this blade down, it keep losing my hand here. It is looking for a perpendicular to the table, you know, 90 degree, and of course. You could also do this with the blade for checking your tracking that it's perpendicular to the back fence. So that's what you're looking for. You know, and just like the Egyptians when they did the pyramid, I'm sure they used a plumb bob in the center, but how they held it up, I'm not sure. When I find out, I'll post it. All right. Again, with security, stand by. Okay, I got the two pieces cut. They're in position. And now, this ladder that I'm using, by the way, is a Werner 300 pound. I highly recommend it if anybody actually. And I'm over 200 pounds, so it can't hurt. Okay, now I have little clamps, little Irwin clamps, and there's a lot of misalignment on when you're using different wood. A lot of times you'll see different things, different ways that they sit. The width, the nominal width isn't exactly, depending on the moisture. See, the lumber that is on, that's been up there is wet a couple of days. So let me put the clamps, line it up best I could. And make sure that you clamp the top plate. You gotta do the top plate, not the siding on the outside. That doesn't feel right. It's not right. But it ain't right, it ain't right.